down.
Gotcha.
Hang on.
Appreciate it.
How do I change my icon on this Roll20?
To be honest, I have never figured it out. I think I figured it out once, and then they changed the interface, and I don't know anymore.
Wait, icon?
Hey, what was the question?
Changing the icon.
Like, you just, like, change your profile picture on there, I believe.
Okay.
But I have mine set to, like, only names to where the, they're all just kind of crunched down at the bottom there and don't take up a bunch of space.
Alrighty. So, okay, the basic setup for tonight is going to be that you all rise from your day sleep, and everyone look at your character sheets, and you will need to mark off one of your blood pool for waking up.
I can already feel my hunger.
Yeah, I agree. 3 blood points, 4 points. Somebody's going to feed.
Let's see, I started with, like, 8, I think it was.
I
Basically,
realized I forgot to put my blood pool. So whoops, let me go do that really quick.
okay, just we'll roll a single d10.
Oh, we did that
And
last
that one-
time.
Oh,
That's how I know I have 8.
I know, but didn't KU just say that?
I think I forgot to put it down. Let me go look for it really quick.
It's 4.
Okay, no problem.
Is it?
Oh.
Is it Leslie that's wants to know her blood pool?
No, that's KO.
Okay, okay. 4.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like
Okay.
4, 8, 4, 7, 2.
All right. So the background for tonight, though, is that the prince of the city, whose name is Patricia Dumont, she has a springtime party, and it's sort of an unspoken rule that if you are kindred and you happen to be in the city at that time, you will attend, or else she won't be happy with you. So it's kind of like, please all come or face the consequences. However, you do have a little time before, and those of you who are a mite peckish, so as I recall, I believe Zachary is pretty peckish.
Very peckish indeed.
All right. So what we're gonna do with you, Zachary, is how do you tend to find your vitae?
I will scour some of the local pubs, clubs, and what have you, and look for
All right. Yes.
individuals I like.
Yes, you head over to downtown near where the party will be, and basically downtown is the rack. The rack is where any kindred can go and hunt.
Okay.
All right, how do you come upon several likely candidates? One is a street musician who's playing the guitar. He's playing some blues on one side of the street. There are a couple of young men who are talking back and forth, and then there's maybe 2 or 3 women going into parking garages, obviously getting off work as you're outside the club. If you want to go inside the club, but that's the first thing. Those are the first things you see.
Well, I think I will go for the street guitarist. I'm not fond of blues music.
Wait, did you just say you're not fond of his music?
Yeah.
That's your reasoning?
Hey, that's a good reasoning in my book.
All right. So, you The street musician, he's sitting there, he's playing a rendition of Hoochie Coochie Man by Muddy Waters.
I don't know that song, but it sounds funny.
It's about voodoo. I like it. Anyway, he's playing the song, and how do you approach him? What are you going to do?
I will go up to him and throw down some coins into his hat or his guitar case to strike up a conversation with him.
He nods to you and goes, "God bless. Thank you, son."
I
Just out here.
respond by... Sorry,
You go ahead.
I was going to say, I respond by saying, I really like the way you play the guitar, and I would like to hear how you started.
Oh, well, I just started when I was a boy. My daddy taught me back in Tupelo, Mississippi. That's where I learned.
No way.
Then I will say, how would you like to play for a private audience? You will be well paid for that.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. How much are we talking?
500.
Whew, yeah, all right. Just let me call my girl, okay?
I feel sorry
And,
for this dude already.
Why do you need to call your girl?
Well, just let her know when she comes back, if I'm not here, what's going on.
Okay. Alright.
All right, he calls her and he's like, "Hey, baby, yeah, I got a gig. It's a paid gig. Guy wants to pay me some money, and we'll be able to get the baby formula and stuff.
Oh,
Okay?
freaking gods.
All right, thanks." Well, he didn't think these would be faceless juice bags. They are people.
I know, it's... Oh.
At least it isn't an animal.
Oh wait, I have a question.
Yes.
I know in the game you were not supposed to kill the people you drink from. Is that still a thing here?
It will provoke a humanity roll. Yes.
But it's where you no, wait, a humanity roll is that if you drain them or trying not to?
If you kill someone for any reason other than, well, even in self-defense, if your humanity's high enough, if you kill someone, you will probably lose humanity. Remember, someone like Charles Manson has a humanity of 3. Or had. Charlie is dead now, but anyway. All right, so he's gone with you. He's following along, just making conversation. It tells you his name is James.
And I talk about my student life transferring here for a year. At least it was a year before I arrived.
Okay.
And I take him into the... Where is it that we sleep?
You're in downtown Atlanta. There are alleyways. There are lonely parking garages after hours. There's all sorts of places for mayhem to occur.
Parking garages is one of the staples of horror movies.
I take him down an alleyway where there are no CCTV cameras.
Okay.
And I then place my hand over his mouth and sink my teeth into his neck.
I think you might have to. Do you have to roll for that?
Oh
I'm
my,
not
yes.
sure.
Yes, you do. This would, okay, what you're attempting to do would require a strength plus brawl roll. So you've only got strength.
Okay. I have no roll points. Ah, that's not good.
Oh, these don't count as I remember in the D&D thing that you just click these to roll, and you
Well,
don't
what you
really-
do is under dice pools, you would, and I'm doing it on Zachary's sheet real quick. You would click strength and brawl, and then just click the die icon. This will save you from having to write into the dice roller.
Okay.
You may end up having to explain that again to me with steps later on.
Me too.
No problem. No problem. I will go very slowly. We're just kind of doing beginner stuff so we can get to the party in a bit. All right, Zachary.
So I press strength.
Yes, you click the D20 icon right next to it.
Right.
And it should come up with pool mod, which is 0, and difficulty is 6.
Oh yeah, there we go. Right. Yeah. See it now. So what did I put in pool mod? Sorry.
0, and difficulty
Right.
is 6.
Yeah.
Yay, success.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. He does get to try to defend himself.
Oh dear.
Mhm.
Well, fortunately, he's not skilled at hand-to-hand combat either. So. Oh, it's a bad night to be James. All right. So you've got him. You've eared him down. What is your intention?
I'm not going to drain him. I take. Hang on. How much blood can a human lose in order to
Any
stay
more
alive?
than 3 will cause the need for hospitalization.
Does that mean 3
Okay, so-
quarts?
3 pints.
Oh, that's smaller.
3 blood points. But
Okay.
I take. I don't want him to die, and I don't want. He's already rung his girlfriend up, so I drain him for 2, and
All right.
I throw $500 into his case.
Yay.
okay, he's laying there. Go ahead.
Let's say I'm trying to be chaotic neutral in this as well.
He's laying there stunned. Quick thing. I am assuming right now that you lick the wound. When vampires bite someone, if they lick the wound, the teeth marks disappear.
Yes.
This is an important thing, and so after that, you're all on your own recognizance.
Also, didn't you say that it was supposed to be euphoric for the human?
It is, but he's just imagine a sudden traumatic experience followed by euphoria as some English kid just grabs you, slams you into the wall, and bites your freaking neck.
That would be rather disorientating, yes.
It's just
Oh,
a
and
British
you're
thing
also
to
2 pints low at this point. He needs some orange juice and cookie. So,
Well, considering I have low blood pressure and asthma, I'd probably be passing out at that point.
Oh, that's the
Indeed.
thing. Will the NPCs that we come across have any form of disabilities and whatnot when we drain their bloods?
yes. Well, how do you mean? Do the NPCs have disabilities?
Well, like what
From-
Sky was saying, that he has asthma and
And low blood pressure. One time I almost passed out from cutting my finger.
so yeah,
Well-
something like that for an NPC.
Oh yes, that can always happen. Generally, that will happen if you botch a roll. So
Right.
it's like, oh my.
Also, isn't it true that if like an NPC has, say, HIV positive, won't the vampire I don't know if I already asked this actually, won't the vampire end up spreading it and be like a carrier?
Provided you don't brush your teeth, yes. If you brush your teeth, it's like cleaning the needle and everything's fine.
Ah, okay.
And fortunately, HIV can't live for long at the temperature that vampires stay at, which is about room temp.
Right, so I drained him for 2 pints, left $500 in his coat pocket, and gone.
All right.
I was hoping you'd do that.
Let's okay. For our yes, after you fed Caroline, we're gonna move to you real quick. You are at your home, and incidentally, your sire's name is Bartholomew Graves.
Great last name.
Nice.
And Bartholomew he's disgustingly well spoken and educated, and basically, if you could ever picture white male privilege in a suit, that's him.
Okay.
Now he has sent you. You think he was embraced sometime in the 1890s, so he's definitely of the robber baron capitalist type.
Okay.
And he has sent you a dress to wear to the party tonight. It is a well-made designer black dress.
She's not gonna wear it.
Okay, good to know.
My.
So she will go into her giant closet and pick out something that's, in her eyes, even better.
Okay. Do you retain black, or do you move to a different color altogether?
Yeah, she'll still, you know, the stereotypical little black dress. She'll stick to that.
Okay. Fantastic.
Can I ask what she looks like?
Well, I mean, she's a good-looking woman. She's probably late 20s to the early 30s, 5'2", so she's a smaller stature.
Oh, even shorter than I am.
Right. Dark hair, very bright green eyes.
Okay, good.
Little
Okay.
body. Yeah, I mean, you know, if she's in a room, she's going to stand out, but not like she's not the most beautifulest woman in the world, but she's up there.
Alright, I was mostly going for hair, because hair is how I distinguish people.
Yeah. Had dark brown hair, green eyes. She looks
Okay.
kind of like, you know, a paler version of a Southern girl. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I've lived in the South, and there were several girls that looked
Yeah,
different.
I'm gonna say she's from the area. Like, that's where she grew up. Her business is there. Like,
Alright. Thank you.
Okay.
but she puts on, you know, the full 9, gets her hair done, puts on some nice jewelry, heels, dress.
Okay, so leads me to Adriana.
Yes.
Adriana, do you have your own apartment, or do you sleep at the Tremere Chantry?
Currently I am at the Chantry, but I've been looking to get my own place.
Okay, while you're at the Chantry, someone who has never talked to you before, she's a woman, looks to be in maybe her early 20s, round-faced, probably 5'3", 5'4", hair pulled back very prim and proper, and wearing a just a nice-looking business suit, comes in. You know she's the Primogen. She is the leader of the Tremere in the city. And she's like, "You there."
Yes.
You're new, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, as I recall, you must be one of Jack's gets. You're accompanying me tonight to the party at the prince's house. I need you to mingle with the others, the other kindred, especially of your station, the neonates. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Now, remember, this is the way we act here in Atlanta. We Tremere are always here to help. Be kind, be polite, be courteous, be professional, and always try to develop a plan to kill whoever you meet should you need to.
I will remember that.
Excellent. We'll get along fine. What's your name?
My name is Adriana.
Excellent, Adriana. I'm Violet. So, meet me downstairs. I'll have the driver pick you up.
Will do. Let me just go get ready.
Yeah, ask what Adriana looks like.
I've actually still been working on that. So she's like 24, 25. So, I was working on finishing up her schooling. About 5'1", 5'2", so kind of short, with glasses, kind of light brown hair, almost kind of reddish type things, and just, seems kind of meek and mild, and just kind of quiet.
Okay.
Please take that down for me when you get a chance so I could draw her out.
I will, yes.
All right, so that leads me to Creed, Mr. Kadim. What are you up to tonight? You know you got this stupid party to attend.
I guess I'll be our Creed would be just kind of like standing around the building. Like he's ready to go in, but he's just kind of there like, oh, this is a drag. I don't want to be here, but I guess I have to. Kind of like demeanor, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so you're standing out there, and out of nowhere, over your shoulder, a pretty blonde woman in like the most sparkly gold dress you've ever seen. Her hair's put up with pins. It's in a very complicated hairdo, and she's wearing a mink coat. And she's like, "Oh heavens, how are you tonight, young gentleman?" She has
I'm
a
all
faint New England accent.
I'm all right. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Are you perchance going to the party tonight?
Yeah, what's it to you?
Well, I was just looking for a friend to accompany me. And since I sense you and I might be of a similar bent, I was wondering if we could go and just withstand listening to all the boring old people talk.
I think I will take you up on that. I'm kind of bored here. Might as well.
Oh, fantastic. My name is Zelia. And what is yours?
Creed.
Creed. Oh, what a lovely name. She just begins sort of droning on about, your name and what it makes her think of and all this. And she starts walking toward the building. The building you're in is a place called Gaslight Tower on the southern end of Peachtree Plaza. So, all right, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. Christoph.
Yes.
How does your night begin?
Well, he's standing in the mirror, which I'm told the vampires on here can see themselves in the mirror, except for one type.
Yes.
Yes. So he's standing in the mirror, straightening his scarf, because he always wears a scarf at all times. And do you think Deacon would be there with him?
It's hard to tell. Actually, you don't know if Deacon's one of those people like springtime rain. He shows up when he wants to, and then he's gone.
Yep, that's exactly how it is. That's why I'm asking if he's there or not.
You don't know if he is. He hasn't contacted you yet.
And he's just kind of doing that and wondering to himself, I wonder if he'll be there. Oh, this will be so delightful. I get to meet a bunch of other people just like me, sort of. Why? What is so funny?
It's just great. It's fantastic.
I think it's also great because you're right after someone who had like a horrible attitude towards a lovely lady.
I don't know. I picture Kristoff jumping up and down, clapping his hand in the mirror, going "Yippee!"
Well, not
Yes,
exactly
me too.
like that, but not childlike, anyways.
Well, yeah, you know.
And of course, Zachary just committed assault, so this is a nice lighthearted segue.
That's true. You're gonna get pretty lighthearted with Kristoff most of the time. So, you know, he's kind of looking at himself, turning in all different directions, making sure everything is meticulous.
Okay, yeah, you look good. You look good tonight. So
He's kind of nodding in approval at himself. And then it just starts waltzing out the door towards the party.
okay, basically Creed. I'm gonna start with Creed and Zelia. Creed, you and Zelia go up. She's got one hand through your arm, and she's just talking a mile a minute about how she used to throw parties and whatnot.
Well, just wait. Let's make this safe. He's not listening.
Okay, excellent. So standing to either side of an elevator entrance in the basement of the building are two extremely large gentlemen. And these large gentlemen have very, very intimidating looking bulges under their jackets, which means they are carrying high caliber firearms.
Yet another question.
Name, please. Yes.
In the game, I know that guns aren't supposed to affect vampires very well.
Guns will cause bashing damage to you.
Ah,
Enough shots with a gun will destroy you.
okay.
And also, knowing this prince, these guys are armed with what are called phosphorus impregnated rounds, which means they will burn you to a crisp, and there will be nothing left.
E-
So,
Oh, they have blade bullets?
one second. No, it's actually. Let me
That's
check.
kind of cool.
Uh,
Kind of like a tracer round almost.
yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Phosphorus rounds. Yeah, white phosphorus munitions. Yeah. So yeah, they've got those.
Cool.
Okay, so they ask Creed. They look you and Zelia over, and they're like, "Names, please."
Creed.
Last name, sir.
Kadeem.
Creed Kadeem. Zelia gives her name. He's on his earpiece. Yes. All right, you're in. You get into an elevator, and you go down a couple floors underground, and you come out into a posh and opulent ballroom that's built down here. There are dancers dancing. There's a string quartet playing. It's just the all who's who of whoever's not breathing in Atlanta is here. A lot of Toreador musicians are playing. Right behind you comes Hayden. Hayden arrives. And basically everyone sort of trickles in. Hayden, you know Adriana a little bit from being in the Chantry. And then you see Violet, who is the Primogen, arrive with Adriana in tow. So, there's about 40 or 50 vampires hanging out here, and seated on a throne at one end of the room is a beautiful woman. She's African American. She's sitting and watching everything with sort of a combination of boredom and delight. She is Patricia, the Prince of Atlanta. She's the eldest Ventru in the city.
It had to be my mom's name.
I don't know who your mother is, so it's all coincidence, man. It's all coincidence.
Hey, it's better than having someone in the game have a really similar name to your dead name.
That's also true.
My dead name's Ariana, so it's very close.
I had no clue. Okay.
It's
I'll keep that
whatever.
in mind
But
next time.
don't be surprised if I kind of get alert slightly for a moment because of the fact I'm always called Ariana, no matter what.
All right, so you're all there. You're all at this party now. You're surrounded by the dead, walking around and chatting and being civil. The elevator door opens behind you, and probably one of the ugliest bastards you have ever seen steps out. His face is covered in lumps. He's got rat-like fangs at the front of his head, and he's wearing a sort of a dirty Leonard Skinner shirt and some jeans. He's like, "What's going on here?" He just looks at you. Ain't gonna talk to me?
Who is he looking at?
The group of you, the knot of kindred that have just come in before him.
What's going on with you? What's the point of you asking us? We were invited here, weren't we?
Yeah, I was invited here too. I just figured I was looking for somebody who didn't have a stick up their ass.
You go off appearance of how short maybe I am or maybe how short someone else is here. There's really no point. Just move on.
The hell you talking about?
No, just fuck off, dude. Go.
And Kristoff's like, "Ooh, hors d'oeuvres," and kind of quickly walks away.
Violet leans into you, Adriana, and goes, "I want you to make friends with that thing."
I will do my best.
Remember, he's Nosferatu. The Nosferatu see what no one else wants seen. Their information is valuable.
So I walk up to it and say, "Hello, I'm Adriana. So I know we were all invited here for the spring party from the prince. I must have to admit you are the first Nosferatu that I have met."
There's probably some more of us hanging out further in the party. Name's Fester.
Best name 10 out of 10.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Fester. It is my understanding that Nosferatu have quite a bit of advanced technology that you guys have a opportunity to play with. Is that correct?
No, we don't got advanced technology. You see, here's the thing that I've learned being part of my clan. Me and my kin, there could be 5 of us in the bathroom with you, and you wouldn't know we're there.
So you're like the fly on the wall then that nobody notices.
Yeah, we're the fly on the wall till the big man says we're coming out, and then we'll probably pull some heads off.
I'm just gonna say at this point, Zachary is going to the bar.
Well, the bar is not stocked with anything because nobody eats or drinks here.
Kristoff looked disappointed that he didn't find any hors d'oeuvres.
Well, considering if you eat food, you vomit. You vomit up ashes when you do so. Unless you spend a vitae, and then you can eat the food and vomit it later. Preserve the masquerade.
Okay, so he's just walking. No, not even any fresh blood. What is this?
As you sort of mutter that to yourself, there is a man who is dressed for all. He's got long dark hair, or he's wearing a long black wig. He's dressed pretty much in the style of maybe a 17th century gentleman, and he's wearing a Freemason's ring, and walking around with a stick surmounted with a Freemason's symbol, the triangle and level, and he on a leash. He has a youngish looking mortal man, probably in his mid-30s, and he's like, "Yes, it is sad. We once had hors d'oeuvres here, but the prince thinks we shouldn't be feeding here. At least she's not. She's too cheap to provide."
I see. Who's this person on the chain?
Oh, he's one of my ghouls. I keep him around. He's been faithful. I am Simeon Lee, the Freemason, and what is your name, young one?
Zachary Hayden.
Mr. Hayden, it is a pleasure.
As it is to you, sir.
Yes, I am Clan Toreador, and what is your affiliation, young man?
Affiliation is with the Tremere.
Very good. Yes, I've always had respect for the Tremere. Indeed, useful folk, useful.
Yes.
And you have a bit of interest in knowledge. Makes you so much better than those tiresome bankers among the Ventru.
Well, I was and still would like to be a forensic scientist. That is my goal, regardless of whether I am now a vampire.
Forensic science. What is that? Is that like reading the bumps on someone's head?
Not exactly, no. It's more in depth than that.
Do tell, do tell.
Well, it's understanding the way that to capture criminals via studying blood or firearm residue from various gunpowder, to actually looking at other forms of smashed windows and what have you, to catch criminals.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Although I left law enforcement to my lessers in my breathing days, it is a noble pursuit, one fitting for a useful clan like the. He just drones on for a while like that, just talking the stilted prose of the 17th and 18th centuries. He's really kind of a colossal bore, you get the impression.
So when you say 17th and 18th centuries, that's the 16 and 1700s.
Yes.
There was no organized police service until 1800s.
Oh no,
Sorry.
he's just referring to, we used to take anyone who was different and hang them. That was how we handled this.
That kind of life. Okay, yeah, right.
Yes, he's that kind of undelightful bore. All right.
Well, was a pleasure meeting you. I am going to mingle with the other guests here, get to know the people that.
Very good, very good. Yes, get to know the game, young man. Get to know the game. He sniffs and tightens his corset, and then walks on. All right, so let's see. Christoph, what do you want to be doing?
Well, at the moment he's searching for people he'd find familiar.
Oh gosh.
Wait a sec. Are any of our characters, like, linked? I don't think we ever talked about it.
We
yes,
did,
you've
but
met,
you weren't
know each
there.
other. Oh yeah. So Creed, let me pull up my note real quick on that.
I know Creed frenzied in a nightclub, and I think
Yes.
Zach.
Yes, you know Zach.
Christoph
you know
knows
Zach.
and Christoph knows the CEO woman that I am bad with names. I'm sorry.
Carolyn
Yes.
or Caroline, however you want to pronounce.
All right, so I
Okay,
imagine.
so-
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I imagine he sees Caroline there,
Mm-hmm.
and he just kind of walks straight up to her and is like, "Hello, I remember you."
Oh, hello, honey.
Oh, you have such a delightful voice.
Well, thank you.
So, I've been here for about 2 minutes after talking to the boys out front. They're very large.
Yes, they are very large. They look very delicious.
Well, they seem to enjoy being complimented on how large they are. Anyway, this is my first gathering of people like us.
Oh,
I'm sorry to say I don't know anyone here except you.
well, we can mingle and meet new faces if you'd like, honey.
Indeed, I would love that.
All right.
Sorry,
So,
could I
Creed.
just say, Sky?
So-
Sorry, could I just say,
Go ahead.
Sky? I can hear your Irish voice try to
I'm
escape.
trying not to be Irish.
I hear it too.
Damn. Not all of my characters are Irish, I swear.
You sure?
Yes.
Anyways, me.
Yeah. Zelia is still just talking up a storm. Walking by, or actually, as you're walking by and Zelia's talking, you see one of the largest women you've ever seen. She's well over 6 feet, black hair and green eyes, and has a big scar on the right side of her face. She's
Hey.
just casually looking out over everything.
Hey, stay here, and we go talk to her over there. Creed
Oh,
walks.
alright.
Okay. Creed walks over to her, looking up, a little terrified because he feels so short, and says, "Hello, how are you?"
I am all right. How are you?
I'm good. So, that scar in your eye, or like on your face. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get that?
When I was a shield maiden,
Ooh.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
I'm Clara Miri's daughter. I am the sheriff.
Okay, I see. All right, thank you.
What is your name?
Wait, what?
What is your name, little man? What is your name?
Creed Kadeem, nice to meet you.
She takes your hand, and she's very strong. Very, very strong. Shakes your hand heartily.
Probably they're like shaking horribly because of this.
What is your clan?
One sec, I actually gotta look.
Bruja.
Ruha, found it.
Ruha, this is good. I'm Gangrel.
Oh, that explains things.
I'm sorry, I'm here like dying just because I couldn't find it so bad.
No worries. So, this is one of your first gatherings.
This is actually my very first gathering.
It is good. You are not like some of these people.
What do you mean, as in some of these people? Like, what am I not?
She points to the Toreadors, who are all dressed in like super fine outfits, and the Ventru, who are dressed in not as fine but just more expensive outfits, and then the Tremere, who are all shaking and howdying and just cozying up to everyone that they can.
Alright, I kind of get what you're talking about here. I am sorry for that ignorance.
It's okay. You're young. So, where do you make your home?
Wherever I can, I really don't have a set place.
If you can possibly do a service for me, then perhaps I can see about arranging a hunting ground for you.
Ooh.
What kind of service?
I just need someone who can hear advanced notice of low-level goings-on the street.
I could do that. I need a place to stay.
All right then. I will arrange with the prince to see if we can to find a domain for you.
Thank you so much. This really means a lot.
Please don't disappoint.
I promise you I will try not to.
Yeah, you
And
can
I'm
tell
pretty
that
sure.
diplomacy is probably not Clara's strong suit. She's just like, have a good night. I hope I don't have to kill you later.
I hope so too.
I'm just hearing the female version of the Terminator.
I hear it too.
I was just thinking a big Russian woman.
That too.
1 second, I'll be right back. I need to do something.
Alright.
Now, does anyone know what a shield maiden is? I was thinking Vikings.
Yes, like the Vikings.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't wrong about that. I imagine Viking would be a hard accent to do.
Well, it's just Nordic. It's most Nordic areas. Swedish or Norway. Actually, the best Viking accent to do would be Iceland, considering they've got a story that is still in the Icelandic language from the 12th or 13th century.
Oh, I thought they were mostly in Greenland.
Greenland is just a colony of Denmark.
Alright, so Vikings are kind of Swedish. Like
Yeah.
Swedish pirates.
They were Swedish pirates. Or Norwegian pirates, they mainly came from Norway, settled in Britain. And the first to discover the Americas, with the exception of the natives.
So I'm guessing the accents they used in How to Train Your Dragon wasn't quite accurate.
No.
I highly doubt that in the first place.
That's sad. They had nice accents.
You had parents that were Scottish and children that were American.
That's part of what made it funny. Like, it just emphasized how different Hiccup was. I love that movie. I'm probably gonna watch it again now.
Bonus information, Vikings never wore horns on their helmets.
Vikings what
Okay.
now?
Never wore horns on their helmets.
Oh, that part I did know.
They did not, no. Thank you for your patience. I had to deal with a kitty that was running amok. So,
It's okay. We're having a discussion about Vikings.
which is what Clara is. So.
That was really what started the conversation.
Yep.
All right, so the evening kind of grinds on when a very a fellow who can best be described, and I'm just going to steal Kay's description, as a very muscular version of Wiz Khalifa, comes down with a group of folks behind him, and he's like, well, look here, the haves and the have-mores, and then us poor shits over here in the corner. He says this very loudly, and the prince is looking annoyed.
Creed finds his glance over, and Incy gets irritated and annoyed, and tries to ignore the fact that he's there.
Can we tell what clan this dude is from?
Judging by the way he's just screaming loudly and nobody's talking against him, he's probably Bruja.
Ah. Well, that
he
individual.
Walks up to you, Kristoff, and goes, "What are you looking at, little man?"
Well, you were talking loudly. It's kind of difficult not to look at you.
Oh, I was talking loudly. Would you prefer I didn't talk loudly?
I wouldn't really mind. I mean, it's just that it was oddly quiet in here when you did. I'm Kristoff Evander. A pleasure to meet you.
He gets this grin, and you get the impression it's the grin that cats give mice. And he taps the side of his head. He starts swaggering around, chatting people up, talking to folks, and finally he lights on Creed. Well, well, well.
Oh, hey, what's up?
You can taste the salt.
Yes, you can. Not much pipsqueak.
How's the drugs going?
Sense?
Wait, what?
Have you grown some sense and thought about my offer?
Oh, you thought I was going to second guess that stupid drug thing? Yeah, fuck off, man.
Man, it is a cold, lonely world without friends, Creed. Bad stuff can happen to somebody out there on his own.
Okay, I can fight on my own. This scar proves that I survived some pretty hefty things. So back to my initial stance. Go fuck off. I don't want to talk to you.
Fair enough. Looky here. Looks like his testicles descended or something. He is just, and I'm sorry you designed him this way, but he's just an insufferable bastard.
That was literally the point of him. I wanted him to be insufferable and horrible so I can show, massive salt towards this person.
Yeah, so Carolyn, he actually comes up to you and he's very, very respectful. Ms. Price? Ms. Price, may I have a moment of your time?
Certainly.
I heard that you had fallen on difficult economic times, and I was curious if you would be open to a business opportunity.
Well, hard times have struck me, but I'm not struggling.
No, I never meant to imply that you had. What I need is someone with financial skills similar to your own, someone who could help me to clean up some money, help me put it into bank accounts.
I see. And what's in it for me?
Well, you would have I would owe you a boon, and the other thing is I would be willing to throw behind you all of the resources I have as a representative of the Torres cartel.
Very interesting. She will reach in her like little clutch and pull out her business card and hand it to him.
All right.
This is that you and I can discuss in more private matters.
Absolutely, Miss Price.
Clear.
I appreciate it.
Christoph kind of
All right,
quickly. What? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Christoph.
He kind of quickly jaunted over to Creed and said, that unpleasant man kind of stole the person I've been with, and he seems to be unpleasant to you as well as me for some reason. So, hi, my name is Christoph.
Hey there, I'm Creed. What's up?
This is just my first gathering, and it's very, very pretty, and very hard to get to know people, apparently, because they walk away.
Yeah, you'll get that a lot. Even though this is my first event, I still know better, and I've been warned about all these people. You usually need to stick with people who seem to be, in your little group or whatever seems to fit in with you.
Oh, the young ones, yes.
That works too.
And he just kind of stopped talking for a moment just to kind of stare at at how fancy the place is.
Nice. All right. Switching to Adriana. Fester has sort of taken a liking to you. He's talking stuff with you. He's like, yeah, you see that feller, the big one that just came in was yelling at people?
Yeah.
Yeah, he runs a lot of drugs. Whole bunch of them. But interesting thing, the little feller that he just yelled at and dressed down a bit, that little feller told him he didn't want to be part of his little drug organization after he wasted his ability to make a child on that Creed feller.
Oh wow. Yeah, that I understand why he may be a little upset with that. So, but that's very interesting that he he has a lot of business that he does.
Well, he controls a couple street gangs, and they're pretty terrifying.
That might be interesting.
I just come here to see if I can get some money and stuff, because I help a homeless shelter.
Well, that is very admirable, and that's definitely something. As this is my first event, I'm still learning how everything goes, and don't know a whole lot of people here. So, especially with looking to help finance the homeless shelter, maybe that's something that we can maybe try to work on together.
Why, certainly. Here's my phone number. Yeah, I keep this phone. Feller that had it doesn't need it.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, I guess I better go see the family. So you have a good night, Miss Adriana.
Yes, and thank you for taking the time to speak with me, Fester. It was a pleasure to meet you.
He wipes some drool off of his chin and then shambles off.
The Nosferatu.
Jaws don't close properly. So, all right. So the evening wears on. Vampires begin to leave, and really, it's toward the end. It's just the five of you who are kind of left behind, as even the prince grows bored and leaves with her entourage. So what do? You're all sort of left together.
Kristoff's kind of standing there. I think our host left.
Creed looks over and notices Zachary, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I remember you. How's it going, dude?"
Everything is well, thank you. And yourself?
Could be better. I saw my Sarah, and well, fuck that guy.
Yes. He didn't seem very friendly with you.
Well, he does hate me for turning down an offer. It really went around pretty fast because I heard a couple of people talking about it.
Hmm. Interesting. I have to ask why we were invited to this, and the host has left. What was that?
So Adriana recognizes Zachary, of course, from the chantry, and hears his conversation, and walks over and says, "Hello, Zachary. How are you tonight?"
A little underwhelmed.
In a minute, yeah. I'm doing it right now.
Well, and I can certainly understand. As far as why we were all here tonight, I don't have a clue. Violet, ordered me to accompany her this evening and then promptly left, not too long after we arrived.
Could have used my time on far better things this evening.
Kristoff kind of wandered over. I can't help but overhear you because you're the only people here. I would have to agree. I kind of expected a little more out of tonight.
To be honest, I didn't even know why I stayed here. Hell, I could have left.
I'm still waiting for hors d'oeuvres.
There's a ding as the elevator opens, and a pretty waifish looking young woman, dirty blonde hair, green eyes, kind of pretty. She walks in, looking around timidly. As a Creed, you've seen this woman before. She kind of hangs out on the streets, and you think she might be one of your clan.
I walk up.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going? I think I've seen you around.
Yeah, Gretchen. You're Creed, right?
Yeah, that's me. I think I remember your name.
And the guys in the neighborhood call me Wretched Gretchen.
No.
So,
Oh yeah, I know you now.
Yeah. So, guess I'm late. Hope I'm not in trouble.
You
You
know, I
guys
can't
saw
tell.
me, right?
What?
You guys saw me, right?
Kristoff waves with a big smile on his face.
Oh, hi, guys.
A pleasure to meet you.
It's nice to meet all of you. There wasn't a big scary guy who dressed like George Washington or something here, was there?
Oh god, that guy, yes.
Wasn't he the one with the guy with the leash?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's after me. He doesn't like me.
Ooh.
Why's that?
I wouldn't do things he wanted me to do, so yeah, that's why I kind of hide and show up late to everything.
So why do you think that he may be after you? Just because you wouldn't do stuff that he asked you to do?
He killed my sire, because he wouldn't do what Simeon wanted, so Simeon killed him.
Oh, so you're afraid that he'll kill you because you don't do things? Yes, I get it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pull in the community, and apparently he can get away with destroying young folks like us, young ones. Yeah.
Right, and I've been told us young ones should probably stay together.
Okay. So do we get each other's contact information and kind of hide, or do what? What do we do?
All right, how about this? Here's my number. Here's whatever you really need, and I'll contact you and figure out whatever plan there is to protect probably you and maybe the rest of us, since we're all kind of affiliated now.
Yeah, I've heard stories that some vampires get so old they can only live off of vampire blood, and that's scary too.
Eee.
Well, that's something I don't think that you would necessarily have to worry about at this point in time. I've read those things as well, but those are certainly ones that would never associate with any such as young as us.
Unless we were snacks.
That is true. They would probably not think we'd be missed.
No, I guess we would be the hors d'oeuvres, Chris.
What, just me and you?
Everyone here would be the hors d'oeuvres.
Well, that's what I was attempting to say. Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry.
I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm still underwhelmed with this whole party.
He's so
Yeah,
underwhelmed he can't understand what people say.
This is all just a waste of time, honestly.
Nah, see, the prince invites everybody just to remind us that she can get to us.
Oh, I thought this was like a get-together to meet people.
That's more of what she probably wants us younglings to know or think.
Aw.
Well, it also seems, just based on the behavior of several that had come and gone this evening, that it's also kind of a power play struggle just for people to remind them who they are and what they can do as well.
You should take some lessons from princes in Great Britain. That would be far better.
Gretchen chuckles at your statement about that. She's yeah, the new prince, the old prince would have these big parties and stuff, and the new prince is not like that. She's a lot more. What is it my sire called her? A ball buster. She doesn't believe in fun.
How long has she been the prince?
Is Clinton still in office?
No.
Then I guess about 20 years, maybe? I don't know, it's just weird I can't find a payphone anymore.
That's because technology has advanced to mobile phones.
Oh. Okay.
I think I saw a payphone once.
When I was alive, we had a lot of payphones. It was kind of cool.
But that's like extra money that you have to spend when you spend that money in bulk and then use a cell phone for 2 to 3 years.
Yes, but you also have to remember the rate of inflation went up.
I wonder if
Now you
payphones
see.
would be more money now.
Most likely.
Now you see, I typically don't care, so I was just kind of spitting something out.
I agree.
Well, if we're no longer needed here, I suggest we leave.
I agree with that.
Alrighty, so you all spread out your separate ways, and now I've got I've introduced a lot of things, and I've got a pretty good idea of where we can go from here. So thank you for your patience with the slower start, but hopefully you got something out of the social interaction and the just seeing a few faces around Atlanta.
I certainly wasn't expecting it to be this short.
Well, unfortunately, I have been called away.
Oh.
But next week it will be a bit longer because I'll have a bit more planned out. Because now that I know your character you've made and the kind of a better idea of the group dynamics, I know what to write for you all. So
I will just say this though: all of our characters are very different, particularly mine. In all honesty.
yeah, and that's what's going to make it fun.
Indeed.
I wanted
All right, well,
Zach to
thank
at
you all
least-
very much, and everyone gets 1 experience point.
Yay.
Ooh,
So,
Wait, where did I put that?
Hold on. It's under weaknesses, that's also under health, and next to the blood pool.
Okay, found it.
and Christoph, I just want to write under your weakness, shiny stuff. Ooh. That's really literally the Toreador weakness.
That is seriously a mega weakness, and I love that weakness.
I know, me
Oh.
too, and to be honest, he used to do that before he was a vampire.
would I get extra experience from Drake in some way?
Actually, no. It's
Right.
basically experience, especially in a short intro session like this, is mostly just a way to figure out a way to start some character progression without too much. But we will get more experience as time goes on. All right, thank you all very much. I have to go pick up someone whose battery is dead, so. All right, I will see you all later.
Thank
Alright,
you.
Bye.
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 Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Boy,